sort of making a point to the referee. Well, now remember, guys, you owe us one, because I think you missed one there.
Ball at the 30-yard line. First down, Denver. Elway again to throw it first down. Looks left, comes back right. Has a man wide open. It's Mike Pritchard. And we mentioned Mike Pritchard because he was the last man that Elway saw open before his concussion. So that's the last thing I really remember. And he was open again here.
He'll come right out of the left side of the screen in the slot. They're in a zone defense. Initially out of the slot. He's not really open. Once he clears 23, Sean Gale there, he pops wide open. And Elway has the patience standing back there patting the ball, and just that patented zip delivery he has gets it to him.
2 plays, 33 yards. First down. Look out to the near side of Pritchard. 40-yard line, gain of 7. Second down and 3. Thus far, the Chargers defense hasn't been able to even slow down the offense of the Denver Broncos.
Boy, I was talking, Charlie, about the ability to run after the catch of Anthony Miller. You know, so often we forget in this game that one of the challenges Dave Adolph there, the defensive coordinator, faces with Denver is Michael Pritchard, a former running back at Colorado. He came in here built in running with the ball before he caught it.
Elway looking directly into the sun. Second down and 3. Here's the ground game. It's good for a yard. Terrell Davis, not by Reuben Davis, no relation. But Elway is magnificent. Has he missed a pass? No. What are his figures?
You know, he's off to a start right now, Charlie. That's very John Elway-ish. Let's put it that way. He's accurate. He's taken advantage, and he already has 126 yards. So it's an impressive start and a distressing start for the Chargers as far as they're concerned. You saw Mike.
They've got a timeout call by the Denver Broncos. That stops the clock now with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Elway smiles. You can smile like that when you're up by a score of 14-0. Be sure to get all the inside stuff next Saturday with Ahmad Rashad and Willow Bay. Ahmad goes one-on-one with the #1 pick of the NBA draft, Joe Smith of the Golden State Warriors, next Saturday. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Now, we had the numbers of John Elway. Now, coming off his last concussion, 1986, some 9 years ago. He had outstanding numbers in that ballgame.
Yeah, he really did. He threw for 300 and some odd yards against Seattle here in Mile High. And, you know, the concussion and the bicep tendon injury are very distressing during the week. But you take a look at that performance off the last ding that he had that long ago, and it tells you that here's a guy that really recovers. And it also tells you that don't always buy the hype about, gee, our quarterback's hurting. Maybe we should run the ball more often.
He said last week he was drifting in and out after being hit. Well, he's drifted back. There's no question about that. Third down, 2 yards to go. Puffing to the outside is Terrell Davis. Shut off inside, jumps outside, picks up the first down. Chargers had him stopped inside, but they could not stop him outside.
Well, you know, this is two things. A good defensive job initially by the Chargers. Junior Seau runs right into Aaron Carver, and then Davis just bounces it out and starts straight-arming his way around the corner. And that's patience by the offense, and that's something you can't coach. And that's innate, just instinct ability by a running back to look for some open areas.
First down, 26-yard line of San Diego. Denver up 14-0. Play action fake. Comes back wide open, Shannon Sharp. Sharp told us yesterday in the locker room, he said, I'm healthy. And when I'm healthy, I'm dangerous. And he is.
He really is. They have got the San Diego defense completely back on their heels right now. Sharp fakes a block real quick, jumps off in the flat. Look at Anthony Miller right there. Great block on Dennis Gibson, the inside linebacker, to buy Sharp the extra yards.
This is a drive that started at the 20-yard line. That is the third first down in the drive, now at the San Diego 13-yard line. Davis jumps to the outside, cuts back inside, leads to the 5. He's going to pick up 8 on the play. Aaron Carver with the key block for Denver.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of the year where you start having those Macy's parades and whatnot. You see the big inflated balloons. Well, right now the Denver Bronco balloon is overinflated. They are all swollen up, and Bobby Ross's balloon for the San Diego Chargers is leaking air badly.
5-yard line. Second down and 2 for the first down. Davis, not much there. Comes over the top, will come down at the 4. Should be third down and a yard for the first down. Reuben Davis and Sean Lee, the 2 tons of fun. Inside defensive tackle for the Chargers. Stop him at that point.
You know, one thing that's not a good sign for San Diego so far is you've seen Junior Seau a couple times just get stoned in the hole by Aaron Carver on lead blocks. That is really critical for the Chargers because they get a lot of their inspiration and their fire on number 55.
Denver may have to take another. Oh, they can take the countdown to the end of the quarter. That's what they were checking out. If the clocks are both in sync and the game clock looks as if it is, and no, they're going to stop the clock. They're going to take a timeout here with 9 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first quarter. Elway walking over to the side and standing next to Jerry Austin, the referee, and then making the call with 9 seconds left. I wonder why.
Well, I think in this situation, they just want to run it down as far as they can, get the one last crack in this end zone.
They like it.
And toss it into the corner on a little fade route. I think they just like the situations and the conditions in this corner. Because remember, if you look at the light on the other side, if you want to throw into the right side, your receiver's going to be looking right into the sun over on the left side of the field. Here, he's not looking into the sun.
And he has both options here, left corner, right corner, and as you said, at the other end of the field. Here we look. This is what he has here. Then we'll go back to the other end of the field, and you can see right in that corner, that far corner, as Randy pointed out, the receiver would be looking back into the sun.
Well, you just got sort of a shade call there,
yeah,
Charlie. You're
right.
playing for the shade, not the wind.
And San Diego is offside. This is a free play. Into the end zone, touchdown. Shannon Sharp. Now we'll check out the flags.
Offside on a defense. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Well, Charlie, you said it. He's healthy, and he's dangerous. And Elway's dangerous when he can get a defense so concerned about the run, he can play action and drag his tight end along the back of the end zone for 6.
Here is the extra point attempt by Elam. It is good. The Broncos go up by a score of 21-0. 3 touchdown drives. The first of only 13 yards. Set up by the 86-yard return. A 96-yard touchdown drive. This caps the 80-yard touchdown drive.
And Shannon Sharp lines up, working against Sean Gale at that backside tight end. Little bumping, little pushing, but John Elway knows he's got a free one because of the offsides. Rolling against his arm. But you know what? When number 7's rolling, he doesn't have any side that he can't throw hard off of the gun he's blessed with.
And Denver, we're still in the first quarter with 4 seconds left. Denver leading San Diego by a score of 21-0.
Hey, you know, the biggest danger right now for the Denver Broncos is, you know, they might get a lot of playing time for the backup quarterbacks, or they might wear this guy out. This horse is about to go for some oats and water because they're wearing this thing out in the first quarter.
That is Thunder with Angela Moore in the saddle.
And that's the last
Broncos
Thunder.
mascot.
So that's the first Thunder. They stuffed him and put him up there.
And there is the last scoring drive, the one we talked about, of 80 yards, complementing a 96-yard and a 13-yarder.
And these drives have been what Mike Shanahan's offense in San Francisco has referred to so many times. It has been brutally efficient.
Andre Coleman is the deep back on the return. He pulls it into the 10-yard line. Out through the 20. The 25 jumps outside after he was hit. Good return. 40, one man. Elam cuts back, maybe caught behind. Gets a block. He could go all the way. He's to the 10, 5, he's in. Whoa! All of a sudden, San Diego back in the ballgame. A fantastic return by Andre Coleman. Whoa!
Well, you can rest Thunder, the Wonder Horse, right now after this play by Coleman. Talked about patience in running earlier by Davis. There's patience in running by Coleman as the returner. Everybody balls up, and then it's suddenly poor Elam's job to try to stop this guy. He's got absolutely no shot, and, you know, nobody but cheerleaders between Coleman and the end zone.
91 yards on the kickoff return for Andre Coleman. John Carney with the 7th point for San Diego. And it is good. The first quarter has come to a close. 21-7 Denver. Andre Coleman, a 91-yard kickoff return. San Diego on the scoreboard for the first time in the ball game. The Broncos lead it 21-7. That play, the conclusion of the first quarter. We go to the second period. And John Carney will be kicking off to Glenn Milburn. Milburn also had an 86-yard kickoff return. That was the opening kickoff of the ball game. 6-yard line. To the 20, 25, he's to the 30, and out to the 37-yard line. 31 yards on the return. Let's go back to the 91-yard touchdown return by Andre Coleman.
Now watch the wedge in front of Coleman just stuff up. He runs right in behind him as he's taught to. And now he's doing what you really can't teach a guy like him. You bounce off, you run, you get a nice block right there by Ronnie Harmon to really bust them loose. And, you know, great execution, great spark for San Diego. But this is a team that needs a spark from their defense because they have not slowed John Elway's offense down yet.
Denver at their own 37-yard line, first down. Opening moment, second quarter. Elway pump fake, comes back, other side. Has a man, just misses Mike Pritchard. He is so quick. You talk to the defensive cornerback, and they say he does that pump fake to the other side. Don't even look, because he's going to come back and be throwing at your side.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 94, around the head, 15 yards, first down.
That'll be on Chris Mims.
Well, remember, Charlie, Jerry Austin was talked to by Bobby Ross and Stan Humphries about them hitting Stan Humphries in the head, that, hey, you missed one. That's a lot less violent. Yes. That's more of a tap in the head, and that's going to result in the same amount of yardage, and you got a little lobbying by the quarterback after it happened.
So the officials have gotten one right, and they've missed one.
Yeah, it doesn't always pay to remind people.
Ball now at the San Diego 48-yard line, first down. Terrell Davis. Oh, he's tough to bring down, and he just keeps fighting. We're going to mark the play dead at the 42-yard line, a minor skirmish downfield.
Well, that's the minor skirmish back there, but you've got a little fighting going on, and that's basically Sean Gale and Mike Pritchard, and that's what, you know, precipitated the post-play production.
Second down and 4, 42-yard line. Elway now, still a perfect afternoon, coming off of the concussion. 8 of 8, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Comes inside, and Davis is ramped up by Leslie O'Neal. He's going to stop him at the 41-yard line. It'll be third down and 3.
Leslie O'Neal right here, watch him just rip down right into the lap of Davis. No one even touches him, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what the blocking scheme is, but whatever your plan is there, change your plan, guys. You don't leave Leslie O'Neal unblocked on a run, and you definitely don't do it on a pass.
Pritchard goes wide to the far side. Third down and 3. He comes back in motion. Start downfield, over the middle, underneath. McCaffrey has it, and a first down. Ed McCaffrey coming back underneath the coverage, 23-yard line, and the first down.
Well, a little change of pace here, Charlie, by Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak. There's McCaffrey right there in the backfield on the right. 87 is lined up in the backfield. As a halfback, that draws coverage from a linebacker. Perfect matchup as far as Denver's concerned. Perfect execution, and that's when sometimes you kind of outguess and you out sort of game plan coaches.
Not only have we seen McCaffrey inside, normally inside, Aaron Craver, now he is outside as a wide receiver. And Elway's going to say, hey, Leslie, I'm underneath you.
Well, you know, also by design, sometimes you roll some way and you fake the other way and you say, I'm going to fool the defensive end. Well, you very rarely fool a defensive end like Leslie O'Neal for more than 1 or 2 steps. See, the fake goes one way, there's your token 1 or 2 steps, and suddenly Elway is staring right into the chest of number 91. Not a very nice sight for a quarterback.
Loss of 3, second down 13. Denver leading 21-7. Pritchard across in motion. Elway to throw. Has time. Little timing pattern is incomplete. Over the head of Terrell Davis. Davis is the second receiver for the Broncos. 39 receptions coming into the ball game. He looked a little bit lost. I'm not sure he picked up the ball.
Well, he didn't see the ball till it went over his head. But one thing you learn pretty quick here in Denver, especially I'm sure as a rookie, if you're on a pass pattern, there's no such thing as only being the 4th receiver. When you run your pattern, you better turn your head and find John Elway, who's liable to stick that ball right in that little hole in your face mask.
Third down 13. On the draw to the outside is Davis. Good move. He's got the first down the sideline. And again, the Broncos convert on third down. You know, Rodney Harrison finally got it.
Charlie, I'm talking about execution. Watch what happens here. Thompson, the right tackle, seals outside, gets a block down. Look at the block from the wide receivers happening. You line up with 3 wide receivers on the left side, and the defense goes that way and leaves all that room for the running back. Another case of great game planning and play calling by the coaches upstairs for the Denver Broncos.
9-yard line, first down and goal to go, converting on third down and 13. Davis on the draw, straight shot, 5-yard line, maybe the 4. It'll be second down and goal to go.
Well, it's hard to get that spark and fire we were talking about out of your defense. The offense has you guessing constantly, and right now Dave Adolph's defense is guessing because Gary Kubiak there, the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for the Broncos, is just doing a masterful job on the sideline.
Second down, goal to go. Here is Davis again, and he is stopped at about the 2-yard line, where it will be third down and goal to go. Junior Seau was there for San Diego. When we talked with Terrell Davis yesterday, he said, one thing I've noticed as the season goes on, it takes my body longer and longer to recover to get ready for the next week.
Like I got sympathy for a 21, 22-year-old guy that's got a hard time recovering. Wait till you're 32. You think it hurts you now. I mean, he's recovering now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Charlie.
Yes.
After about 10 years in the league, he'll be recovering sometime in February.
Denver wants a timeout, and they take it. We'll step aside. Back in a moment. Broncos up by 14. They're in the red zone this afternoon. They are 3 for 3 in the red zone. That, of course, is inside the 20-yard line. What have they done? They've been pretty successful over the season. At the 2-yard line, it's going to be third down and goal to go.
And what Mike Shanahan's gotten out of his offense basically is about a 50% touchdown rate. 100% today, but on the season 50. That's tolerable. That's not great.
Elway brings Sharp in motion, rolls to his right, goes in the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete. So it's going to be fourth down and goal to go, and the kicking team will come in. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver. I'm still surprised on why Denver called a timeout to set up that particular play.
Well, you know what they really wanted to do, they wanted to take advantage of a matchup, and I think taking the timeout basically put them into a situation where the defensive coaches on the sideline, Dave Adolph in particular, were able to get the matchups they wanted. It's part of that chess game, Charlie. We talked about the great job by the coaches early in that drive by Denver. That was the case with the coaches for San Diego executing.
Dwayne Harper had very good coverage, and here is Jason Elam. And he splits the upright for 3 points. from 20 yards away. And so the Denver Broncos now lead by a score of 24-7. And we have 9:57. That is the time remaining in the first half. Now, we've talked about this earlier. We want to talk to you about it again. Of course, this is a big ball game. Thanksgiving Day. Come spend it with us here on NBC. Emmitt Smith of the Dallas Cowboys, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, Marcus Allen. That's going to be a great matchup. Two great teams. It's not going to be snow at Thanksgiving. I don't know where we got that.
Well, that's what Don Shula in Miami thought a couple of years ago when Leon Lett gave him that game and that whole thing. But this is the game of the year so far. You got the teams with the best record in the AFC against the team with the best record in the NFC. And, you know, that's not an optical illusion, folks. For all you people that think the NFC is so much superior to the AFC, they're putting some good records on the board in the AFC right now. And I think that Dallas-San Francisco game opened a lot of eyes, and I think Thanksgiving will open even more eyes to how good Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs team is.
And Dallas, by the way, leading Oakland 14-0. Aikman, Emmitt Smith. Oh, that's a great football team. I'm very impressed, though. We saw Kansas City last week. It's going to be a very good matchup. All right, back to this ball game. Broncos up by a score of 24-7. And here is Andre Coleman. Has a 91-yard touch. Kickoff return, points out a block. Two flags are down. Meanwhile, he's coasting up across the 40 and then into the bench on the far side. And we have some pushing and shoving and some shouting. Was that Natron?
Well,
shouting.
What you're going to have, Charlie, you're going to have an illegal block against San Diego over here. And then you're going to have a hit out of bounds, a personal foul on Denver on the other side.
Jerry Austin is the referee this afternoon.
We have two fouls on the play during the run back. We have an illegal block from behind by the receiving team, number 24. We have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, hit out of bounds by the kicking team, number 28. Those penalties will offset. First down, San Diego.
We'll go back to that hit out of bounds on the far sideline.
Coming like a blaze of fire is number 28 for Denver. Hits, just whacks him out of bounds and gets that penalty.
Now the question is, where does the ball go? With the offsetting penalties on the return, they're going to spot the ball.
They're going to spot the ball.
21-yard line.
They're going to spot the ball, Charlie, at the spot of the first foul.
Okay.
They're going to offset the penalties at the spot of the first foul at the 21-yard line is where San Diego gets the ball.
So San Diego starts at the 21-yard line, trailing by a score of 24-7. Play action fake by Humphries, rolls right, has pressure, and he throws this one away. And we've got another flag down. Michael Dean Perry was chasing Stan Humphries and was closing fast.
Oh, you had a whole lot of chasing going on that play.
We're going to pick up the foul because of the illegal contact occurred after the quarterback is out of the pocket. Therefore, there's no foul. Second down.
So it's an incomplete pass back at the 21-yard line, second down and 10.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting to me, see the fake and the play action and everything else that goes on. What Denver has is a legitimate threat at tight end. They're throwing the ball in the situation with Shannon Sharp when their quarterback goes to the right. Stan Humphries going to the right. He's looking for a tight end that's basically a blocker in Shannon Mitchell. It's really a contrast in offensive style.
Second down and 10. Here's the draw. Rodney Culver. Nothing is there. It'll be third down and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Well, remember what I talked about, that front seven's kind of marquee value is really their quickness, their speed. I talked about the spasms of ability that you get out of Michael Dean Perry. You've got to hit the hole and a play quick. You cannot put a running back in a situation against a Denver defense where he's sitting and waiting before he gets to go, because they react too quickly and can recover so well from mistakes.
When we talked with Rodney Culver, you asked him were there meetings, player meetings only. He said we had all kinds of meetings all week long. Far side pass is complete. Coming back over is Tony Martin. No, Sean Jefferson with the reception. And Jefferson picks up the first down.
Where are you going? He signals to the sideline. I want out of the game.
Ooh.
Hey, you're contributing. Tony Martin doesn't have to catch this one. You get a little production from the off receiver. And what's he do? He leaves the field. You're getting something out of these guys. I think you got to keep getting the production. We're going to keep a line on what Jefferson and Say and the rest of the guys are doing.
San Diego converting on 3rd down and 10. It's a first down. They go back to the grab. Try to establish some kind of a running game, and that is number 24, the rookie Aaron Hayden. That is his first carry in the National Football League.
Oh, look at Michael Dean. He comes around the outside. Kukuzo, the right guard, was pulling and trapping inside. Michael Dean came around so quickly, penetrated so fast, he messed that play up and could never even be accounted for in the blocking scheme.
The running back is Hayden, number 24. And he carries to the right side. He'll go to the 39-yard line. Brought down by Dave Wyman. Wyman is everywhere this afternoon.
You know, Dave Wyman is one of the guys on this defense that was sort of embarrassed last week by Ray Rhodes' Eagles. They came out and just stuffed the run in their face. And he says, hey, you know, we got to come out and make a physical point that they can't do that to us. And so far, Mr. Wyman's did everything in his power to make that physical point.
39-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Midway in the second quarter. Denver up 24-7. Here comes the blitz. Not picked up. Pass is incomplete. Flag is down.
Yeah, somebody inside there had a little bit too good a grasp of their technique, I think.
Tripping is going to be the call against San Diego. That was 3rd down and 8. It'll be refused, and the Chargers will kick.
Hey, you know things aren't going well when the obscure calls start coming.
Oh, yeah.
Tripping, number 53 of the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
On Courtney Hall, the center. 4th down, and that means that Darren Bennett, the best kicker in the NFL, now kicking at altitude for the first time in his career.
Well, 5.8 seconds of hang time last time he kicked it. I mean, it's worth keeping track of because this guy's bringing back the ghost of Ray Guy here in Denver. They're talking helium in the balls.
Look at this one. Whoa. Milburn, fair catch. It was about 3 seconds after the fair catch for it came down. All right. Broncos up 24-7. Back in a moment. 40-yard kick.
Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Compact Computer Corporation. By Big Tostitos. You got Tostitos, you got a party. And by the all-new Ford Taurus. A look you've never seen from a name you know well.
For years, announcers have been saying the shadows are creeping across the gridiron. Boy, it really is here.
Well, it's a beautiful shot. Unlike that hole in the roof thing you get in Dallas.
Elway to throw on 1st down. All the time in the world goes down the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. And one of the officials goes sliding down. Elway had forever to throw it.
Well, I tell you, if you're playing defense against a John Elway offense, you cannot ever relax. He looks right, he goes first, he goes second, he says 3rd receiver. I mean, if you let down for 1 single second, he's going to kill you. And Terrence Shaw, the rookie corner, made that point to us last night, Charlie. He did a great job there of staying all the way with Terrell Davis.
And Shaw, we asked him about Elway. He said, in one word, a cannon. That's what Elway is. 2nd and 10. Elway again. A little pressure, throws, misses Shannon Sharp as he makes his break about 15 yards down the field. John Perella was putting on the pressure for San Diego.
You know, probably a pass tomorrow when John watches the tape that he'll probably say, I could have made that one, maybe should have gotten that ball to Shannon Sharp in spite of the pressure, because Shannon Sharp had executed that perfectly coming from the right tight end position.
Denver facing 3rd down and 10. They have been absolutely awesome on 3rd down opportunities this afternoon. 4 for 5. Elway from the shotgun. Buying some time, buying more time. Setting and throwing deep. It is intercepted. The interception, that is Rodney Harrison. And Harrison styling as he comes out of bounds on the near sideline. And he wants a call. He's not going to get it. And he, of course, is one of the defenders that the Broncos were talking about in the last game, that he was talking a lot of trash.
Yeah, if you're going to show a little hot dog.
Foul on the play on the offense. Tripping on the offense. Number 65. That penalty is declined. First down, San Diego.
Well, Zimmerman got called for the tripping, and you know, Charlie, if you're going to show a little hot dog, you got to expect a little mustard coming out the sideline there. You know, if you're going to show the ball and strut, somebody is going to hit you. Now watch what happens here. Harrison, ball bounces up. Pritchard falls on the ground. And the point of the play that really gets interesting is at the end of this thing. By the time he gets to the sideline, you know, he's trying to do his Deion Sanders imitation. No, Sanders is on Thursday on Thanksgiving against Kansas City, not in Denver today.
Following the interception, first down, 23-yard line, just outside of the reach of Tony Martin, incomplete. Had a step on Crockett, who is back in the ballgame.
And watch the kind of coverage that Martin's getting right here, working against Crockett. You saw him leave the field earlier, get that knee taped up. They're trying to take advantage of it, drop it in, but just did not have the touch he's had on a few of those other passes.
You talked about Deion Sanders in Dallas, Kansas City, Thanksgiving on NBC. Raiders are coming back. Now Dallas 14, Raiders 7 in that ball game. Here is Broncos 24, Chargers 7, and a golden opportunity for San Diego following the interception as Rodney Culver gets the call, and Steve Atwater is there for Denver.
I remember what I said about the sort of like the cute hesitation in the backfield against this Denver defense can be extremely dangerous. Nothing cute and no hesitation about that play. He just took that thing straight ahead.
So mark it third down and 2 at the 16. And San Diego trying to capitalize on Rodney Harrison's interception. And they're in 4-down territory, trailing 24-7. This will be close to the first down as Culver is hit right at the 15-yard line. He needs to clear the 14th, and he may not.
Now they're going to go for it on fourth down, Charlie, like you said. Trailing like this, and, you know, that play right there was made, I think, for Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator, by Steve Atwater. Atwater came in and gave the definitive smack and stop to stop that one short of first down.
The season for San Diego could ride here. Fourth down, half a yard. They're down 24-7. They have to get back in this ball game. It'll be close. Should be the first down. Culver leaning over the top should pick it up.
You know, I'm going to beat this horse a little bit because about exploding and coming off, watch right here. Look at the movement San Diego gets out of their offensive line. If you hit this play right now, just blast in there. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. I mean, you can't really afford to look around much, especially when you're getting that kind of pounding and great blocking out of your guys up front.
First down just inside the 13. Play action fake. Now a pump fake. Humphries. That's got to be a blown play. There were no receivers downfield. No receivers downfield.
I wish we had a camera specifically on Stan Humphries' face as he comes around the corner, sees nobody to hand it to and nobody to throw it downfield, and he can't get to the ground fast enough for his taste. You know, look right here. Whoop, nobody wants the ball. I can't throw it. Let me go to the ground, please, quick. And then once again, Dave Wyman in on that play.
Second down and 9. He gets a yard. He wants a timeout. That stops the clock. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. In the exciting first half, Broncos up 24-7.
By Sunset, NBC Tonight.
Watch, San Diego wants to pull Moten backside. They want to bring the back underneath. And I think Stan Humphries opens up the wrong way. Nobody to hand to. That's one of those things where if you go the wrong way as a quarterback, you want to hit the ground and you get your face full of grass, maybe you got it coming.
Second down 9. 11-yard line. Running game is not there as Aaron Hayden, the rookie from Tennessee, is dead. Oh, is he nailed?
Well, yeah, I mean, what they did right there looks like, Charlie, they tried to run the same play going in the other direction.
And James Jones has waited.
Watch right guard Kakuzo with the counter. You pull in your right tackle, Parker, and the defense just closes in and pursues behind the blockers and closes the hole. That's just good pursuit out of Greg Robinson's defense and sets up another big third down play.
Third down 9, Ronnie Harmon, the remaining back, with 3 wide receivers. Deep over the middle, and it is incomplete. Alfred Perpunu, the intended receiver, and a Bronco defender in reality, was closest to the play. Simon Fletcher was putting the pressure on, and they'll bring out John Carney.
Exactly, Charlie. You point out about Simon Fletcher. He's sort of the old warrior here in Denver. Been around for a long time, but he was the difference on that play. Watch him. He'll be coming from the left side of the screen, 73, working against Parker. And defensive pressure from linemen can be very, very subtle at times and hard to measure, but he was the factor on Humphreys not having enough time.
Meanwhile, now they're going to reset. Now they're resetting the clock, because it was down to 4. It hadn't been stopped. By 19-yard line. Field goal attempt by John Carney at 29 yards. He's hit for 45. Well within his range. He's only missed 2 this year. The first one of the season, the last one he tried. He starts another streak here as he hits from 29 yards away. And that makes the score Denver 24, San Diego 10. Back with the kickoff. This is the NFL on NBC.
NBC tonight.
John Carney on the year now, 11 of 13 field goal attempts.
You know, Charlie, we can sometimes sort of get a wrong knock on a kicker, say, geez, having an off year. He's only got 13 field goal attempts. Last year, 34 of 38, so that tells you a lot more about the drop-off in production for the offense, even getting into scoring position more than anything else.
And here is the kick to Milburn. He'll down it for a touchback, and that means we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line with 3:17 left to go in the first half in Denver on offense. Next Saturday, legendary head coach Eddie Robinson leads his Grambling State Tigers against the Jaguars of Southern University. That's the Bayou Classic, featuring the spectacular Battle of the Bands at halftime in New Orleans at the Superdome. That is next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time here on NBC. Denver starts from their own 20-yard line. They're up by 14, 24-10. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Sharp starts in motion. Here's the pitch to the near side. Trying to work the corner is Terrell Davis. Junior Seau is there to help string him out, along with an assist from Terrence Shaw.
Yeah, we've seen Seau a couple times take it in the hole with Aaron Craver with a good block, but here's going outside. Craver gets his shot on him outside and isn't able to execute on that one, and Seau shows a little bit of that all-pro linebacker form.
Second down and 8, 22-yard line, 2:48 and counting, time remaining. Denver may just be content here to use up as much of the clock as they can and go to the locker room up 24-10. Elway, no to throw. Back underneath the coverage, sharp little spin move out to the 27-yard line. Junior Seau with the tackle. Gain of 5, third down and 3.
Yeah, remember what I said about John Elway, about you never really give up around him? Another thing you don't do around John Elway and his head coach Mike Shanahan, I don't think you ever should really try to guess with him too often. You know,
that's true.
I'm in the same position. You know, I'm thinking, let's run. I'm a run kind of guy, but Dave Adolph and his staff there can't afford not to think bomb down the field. Huge play from this offense. Because here's a quarterback in John Elway who flat-footed with somebody in his face can throw the ball 70 yards in the air.
2-minute warning. First half, Denver 24, San Diego 10. Here to stay with us coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Joining Greg Gumbel in the studio, Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs. All the scores and highlights. One of the highlights of the first half thus far in this ball game, total offense for the Denver Broncos, 242 yards. San Diego only 72 in the first half.
And it's been with a little bit of everybody, triggered by John Elway. 3rd down and 3. Pull down, first down. 2nd and 3. 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 2
Anthony Miller pulls it in. They convert on third down. Remember what Anthony said? That's his third reception. He said, I get excited for this ball game. I really like it.
And Charlie, today the offense started in the first half with Anthony Miller catching and running after the catch. Started actually with Glenn Milburn getting that great kickoff return of 86 yards in to start with, but Miller moved the ball down the field.
First down. Elway, a little wobbly back. May have been hit by a defender. Davis, the intended receiver, or the closest one there. It'll be 2nd and 10. 1:26, time remaining first half.
Normally you'd say that was a low pass, but if you're a veteran quarterback, you can blame that on a rookie running back.
That's true.
He didn't bend down far enough. He should have had that.
That's true. You ask him if he got a deflack as being a rookie, and he says, no, there's so many newcomers on the Broncos this year, we all felt like we were in the same boat.
Well, exactly. Plus, he produced so well so early. He's not playing like a rookie.
That's right. Elway flushed out of the pocket. Chase from behind, throws downfield. Shannon Sharp. Sharp to the 36-yard line of San Diego. Clock moving on the 1-minute mark. 31 yards on the play.
How do you defend that kind of movement out of a quarterback? Say what you will about John Elway's legs not having the bounce and the spring in them, but like Dan Marino, they have just about enough to be dangerous.
And back to the ground. Here's Davis as he pops through. Back-to-back first down. 49 seconds and counting. They'll spike it here. Denver has to stop the clock. They have no timeouts remaining.
Plenty of bounce and spring left in those legs.
Remember early on in the ball game, they were calling timeouts and they run out of them. 39 seconds. That's the time left. First down.
Watch Sharp coming out of the left of the tight end position, right over the ball. Watch him hang, stay with John Elway. Elway finally finds him. And, as a defender, you need eyes in the side of your head, the front of your head, and the back of your head. And then how do they follow that up? They follow it up with a good old-fashioned football play, straight ahead blocking, getting great blocks again from Sloreth at left guard.
Shotgun, and they run off with a shotgun, handing underneath to Davis. Almost pops it. Junior Seau saves the touchdown. If he slips that tackle and gets to the outside, he can score. And a player is down. It's a San Diego Charger player down. That stops the clock, 25 seconds.
That's Rodney Harrison, who had the interception earlier in this half.
And we're going to step aside for a moment. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Here's how it happened.
Anthony Miller coming in with a chop block inside on Harrison. Ooh, wow, a hyperextension on that left knee right there on that contact. That's a good example as to why defensive backs live in mortal fear of blocks low like that out of wide receivers.
Still working on Harrison. Some numbers for you. Terrell Davis, 17 carries, 98 yards rushing. And he is the only ball carrier, the only rusher for Denver thus far today. And he has scored a touchdown. That is his 7th of the year. That is Phil Knight, of course, with Nike, who is visiting here today with the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, and Pat Boland, the owner of the ball club here. And when we talked with the commissioner, you know that Nike, they announced, about a month ago, that there is a marketing arrangement. There's Pat Boland at the bottom of your screen, a marketing arrangement with Nike that everyone is looking forward to. This is just a social visit, as it was described to me.
Charlie, I tell you what, are there such a thing in the new marketing world of the NFL as coincidences?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. All right, here we go with 25 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. Denver up 24-10. They're out of timeouts. They now face a 3rd down and 4 at the San Diego 17-yard line. You just figure that it's third down, that Elway is going to throw twice, and he's going to throw to the end zone. He's only got 25 seconds to play with.
First play, not a bad selection to try to get somebody quick on the outside, out of bounds for a first down there, Charlie.
He goes into the corner. He's throwing it away. There was a misread with Anthony Miller. Miller came to the post. He thought that he was going to go to the corner. It's fourth down. They're going with a field goal attempt. And another Chargers down.
It's Reuben Davis, the big defensive tackle. But, you know, watch. This is just set up the whole way. A slight hold there by Terrence Shaw. He goes inside. The ball goes outside. But that really didn't have any chance of being completed, even if he threw it outside, because it was somewhere about 5 yards outside a Canadian whip field.
35-yard field goal attempt by Elam. And that is right down the middle. So with 15 seconds left in the first half, the Broncos tack on 3 more. And they go up 27-10. Incidentally, a 17-point lead. And it was a year and a half ago in the opening game here that the Broncos were up by 17. We mentioned that earlier. The Chargers came from behind to win that one right at the end of the ball game, and that started their run of the Super Bowl.
Well, remember the opening of the game, Charlie? Bobby Ross talking about, I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight, I'll guarantee you. And I made the comment, you got to see how much heart is left in the San Diego Charger football team. How much heart is there left in Bobby Ross's Chargers? They're down by 17, and 27-10 at the half is a lot different than 17-0 at the beginning of the first quarter. And here's that play.
Remember this play, and it just slips out of the hand of John Elway. He said it's never happened to me in his entire career. The grasp of Junior Seau, and the run to the Super Bowl was underway.
And what kind of year has it been for the Chargers and Junior Seau? If that happens this year, John Elway, the ball slips out of his hand. The ball doesn't pop up, it goes down. Just the way things have gone. They've gotten no breaks. They've gotten injuries. Things haven't gone their way. And to be frank, they have not played very good football.
Well, Bobby Ross told us he was looking for that spark last week. He continues to look for the spark. He has had it here in the form of Andre Coleman and his 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Here's a squib kick, and this will be covered and picked up by one of the upbacks, and then a handoff to Ronnie Harmon, and Harmon across the 35 out to the 37-yard. This is Greg Engel who came up with it, and they're going to stop the clock now with 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Chargers have the ball, and they're down by 17.
I'm always disappointed when one of my offensive line brethren get a chance to get a little yardage on a return and give it up.
Why was he doing that?
I mean, he pitched the ball back to the area. He got less yards than where he was standing on when he did it. This is a drop on the ball, take a knee formation for the Chargers.
So the Chargers will run out the clock as we come to the end of the first half with the Denver Broncos. An explosive first quarter. They lead in the ball game by a score of 27-10. That's the story here. So now let's join Greg Gumbo for the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Greg?